Hello everyone once again and welcome back to Packs and Recreation, and today we continue with the weird accessory saga with another Gamegenic accessory. This time is the token holder, and I also got it in orange because I am that crazy. Ideal as a dungeon add-on. Crazy. You can safely store tokens and cards, and it has a secure click-on mechanism. You have a bunch of talking points in here, as is usual, so casual token box to safely store tokens or cards. Modular system, compatible with Holder Cave, Dungeon 1100 plus, and Dungeon S 550 plus. Holds up to 40 double-sleeved, 50 single-sleeved, or 80 unsleeved cards. Durable token box with write-on strips and innovative secure click-on mechanism. Perfect for a huge variety of board games, LCGs and TCGs, strong welding points, acid-free, no PVC, and is optimized for Gamegenic sleeves because, well, and then you have the thing in all the other languages in the world. Well, not all the other languages, just mostly European languages, I guess, the top 5. And here it is. So, simple packaging, not that much to go over, and we can just... let's open it and let's see what is this thing all about. So, if I can open it, that is. Nothing like our trusty knife. There you go. Zoop. This is the Gamegenic Token Holder, and on first look, I mean, I didn't watch it online. I didn't watch an opening of the thing before I got it, because to me that's part of the fun, to figure it out by myself. It's funny because I thought it was more of like a box, and it's pretty much like a shoebox but in miniature, and is plastic, but it's not super hard plastic. You know, how is this supposed to open? There you go. There you go. This should show you. You know that plastic from like Ultra Pro deck boxes is like that plastic, but a little bit stronger. So it's a stronger plastic than, you know, the cheap deck box kind of plastic. Not that bad, and not that bad to the touch. Mind you, I'm wearing gloves, but I can still tell you based on that the touch. And the strong wield points is a thing. You can see that they really double down on that. Now, the click-on mechanism is very cool, but you can already tell that it suffered just from me opening the box, and I don't know if I did it wrong, so let's try it again. I am assuming that the best way to open it will be this. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm a beast. I did it the wrong way. Just put some pressure in here, and it opens. Not bad. And it has a bunch of... You have this in multiple colors. I got it in orange because why not? You have a bunch of places to write what you have in here, because you can put it like this, like this, like this, or like this in any storage container. Ironically, nothing here, which I guess that no one stores stuff like this. Normally we store it like this because it occupies less space, but hey, if you're willing to put the thing in every spot, why not putting a line in here? That just seems weird. And mind you, that goes against my beliefs, because this is like very symmetrical and I like it. And I know what you're going for here. It looks like a shoebox, quite literally. But again, I don't know. So you can put anything in here. Again, is a token holder. So for us, tokens can be D20s or oversized D20s most of the time, at least for Magic the Gathering players. And Pokemon players also use dice, so you have that in there. Obviously D6s fit in here as well, and you can have a lot of them. I'm just doing this for entertainment because they kind of self-sort themselves, but yeah, if you want to go like full pro, you can optimize the storage. There you go. I guess this is the maximum that we can fit in there. Or maybe we can fit one more. Can we fit one more row? Let me check. Well, maybe. Well, you need to push it, and I don't want to push it. Like, if you do this, you can see that the whole thing is under more stress. So I will say that this is the maximum of these 6s that you can store in here, which is not that bad. So 3, 6, 4, 24. Not bad. Not bad for, you know. And then that's not that much. Now, who carries dice like this? I don't know, but it's not the worst way of carrying dice, I can tell you that. Like, this is the absolute overkill. You put the bag in there, they don't dance as much. There you go. You're welcome. So, not bad. I guess that this is a valid use, but however, this is I will do this after the video, but I want you to show you my suffering of like putting the dice inside of the bag once again. And mind you, these dice are very nice, but I never use them that much because they are minus dice, so there's only that much that you can do with them in Magic, at least. Now, what can you fit in here? Well, you can fit cards, that's for sure. And there you go. And these are single sleeve cards, so double sleeve cards also fit in here. You can put as many as you want, and see, like, well, not as many as you want. They actually tell you how many you can put in there, but you can't put in here a full deck of cards. Not 60, not 100, obviously, and actually by their estimations, you can put in here 40 double sleeved, 50 single sleeved. So not an entire deck of any game, unless you're willing to not store them. You can put a side deck in here, I guess. But at the same time, it's too big for you to have like 20 and put a jumpstart pack in here. But don't worry, we have a video for that later down the road. So what can you put in here? Well, it calls itself, and it's a dungeon add-on, but don't get misled by that. They mean dungeon as in their other accessory, not so much for Dungeons and Dragons, although you can use it for Dungeons and Dragons. It says that it's compatible with the dungeon and the dungeon 500 and the holder cave. Now, do I have a dungeon with me? Apparently no. Turns out that I only have cards layers and game layers. I don't have dungeons, which is something that we need to fix, by the way. But I thought about some. Obviously, you can put anything you want in here. Again, it's a box. So once again, I bring my Arkham Horror mini box to remind you that you can just put counters from any game in here, and well, they will be a little bit more mixed than they will be here. But it occurs to me that you can actually combine it with another Ultra Pro product, and that will be the Token Silo. Now, does it fit in Token Silo? And this is the reason why I got it in orange, by the way. If for some reason, let's say that you have cards in here, it doesn't fit. In their defense, this is not the intended use whatsoever. Like, they don't advertise this, they advertise the dungeon, so it doesn't close. We are forcing the machine. But hey, things that you think about when you buy stuff at the same time, mostly because well, they are both orange. So technically this is really for the dungeon or something, and this is mostly to hold tokens and cards. So I guess that the best use that you can have for this is to store your tokens. And when I say tokens, I mean literal token cards like this, right? Like, you can put it in there, they are separated, there you go, not that much trouble. Now, long story short, is this worth it? Well, for the right price, yes. I mean, it's a strong plastic, not as strong as other plastics, but again, it's cheaper, it's more discardable, at least it opens in a cool way. I wonder how many times I can do that, but as long as you remember to do that and not to do what I did, because I mean this works as well, but it's not as I guess it's not as good for the thing. The rivets in here, they kind of get in the way of you storing some stuff because it gives this difference in height that hits some stuff. It's not ultra critical, you're not going to die because of it, but it's something that, you know, worth noting. And then it's very nice that it has this shoebox design, and you can just write in any corner so that you can just put it in any way and just always remember what you have in there. And yes, if you have multiple ones, you can have a nice display. Now, I see it as the place for you to store all your token cards, like, because mind you, I have 20 here, and these are sleeved token cards. Who sleeves their tokens? As a crazy sadistic person like me, I guess, but most people don't sleeve them. So you can fit a lot more cards in here. According to them, you can fit 80 on a sleeve. And 80 on a sleeve, that's a deck. But who plays with their deck on a sleeve and then buys something like this? I mean, as the cheapest deck box on earth, if you don't care about your cards, I guess this is okay. But for anything other than that, it's just kind of okay. And yes, you can store dice in here, and you can store D20s. So as a way to carry your die inside a dungeon or inside of any other box, or even inside your backpack, it's not that bad. You know, it's a little cheap compartment if you don't want to carry a bag like others have to do to carry their die. So, verdict, not that bad, kind of okay, good plastic, but it is what it is, right? So you need to take into consideration this is a cheap thing, but is better than the average cheap thing. Because if you compare this type of plastic and these mechanisms with, for example, the cheap Ultra Pro deck boxes, this thing is better in terms of quality. And when I say the cheap Ultra Pro deck boxes, you may be thinking, what are you talking about? And I'm talking about this. This is one of the best ways of storing precons, because you have the art of the precon in here, so that's kind of cool. And they have a divider, and you can put your tokens in here, and you can fit double sleeve deck and sleeve tokens with the divider, everything in here, and it is not stressed. However, the box is not that good, and technically they use the same technology, like see the double riveting, but for some reason it's not riveted all the way, which is interesting. And this box is more expensive than this, mind you. Yes, it fits more cards, but at the same time, it's like if I could describe to you the touch of this plastic by doing this with my fingers versus the touch of this plastic by doing this with my fingers. I mean, you can see it dancing already, but look at this. See my finger. You can see my finger in there. See? And here is a lot more difficult for me to show you the same thing. And mind you, it's orange, so you should be able to see it. See, you can see it there, and I'm making a lot of pressure to the point that I'm thinking that I may be messing this up. But all this to demonstrate a point that it is what it is for what it is. It's not the greatest thing, but its plastic is better than the average plastic, and because of that, I think it's worth it if you have the right use for it. However, it will be to store dice or some other tokens if you don't want them divided in some way, or your card tokens in there just with a label saying what it is. But I don't see any other use for it. For a second I thought, oh, this may be a very cool way of storing like my cube cards or my jumpstart cards, but I'm pleased to announce that they have a solution for that we will open in a future episode. And it's not this, but this will be very cool. They just need to make it a little bit smaller, but I think that being smaller, the structural capacity will be weaker. So for what it is, it's cool. $2-3 wouldn't pay more than that for this, I guess. And maybe, maybe 4 if you're really needing a box. And that will be it. And that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those cool things that the cool kids need to say on YouTube. And I will see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.